Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be getting you guys caught up on my last week and whatever. I'm going to be getting you guys caught up on what's been happening. Plus I heard the girlies are looking for a NARS, like the best NARS products, and y'all know I love NARS, so I'm going to be hitting y'all off with that today as well as me receiving this random box in the mail. I didn't even know I was going to get this. This is from, is it Buxom or Boxum? Buxom? I think it's from Buxom, right? Buxom looks like this. Okay. And they sent me 12 shades of their latest lip gloss. So these are all 12 shades that came in here, and y'all know I absolutely love me some good lip glosses. So I was like, oh, why not try that in today's video? So we're also going to be doing that. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys subscribe. But first, check the rules in the previous video before y'all subscribe. Anyway, let's go. Alright, I'm going to be using the shade Dark Brown from Pro Precision. LA Girl is the thing. Maybe I said it backwards. LA Girl Pro Precision is where I'm going to be using this dark brown from. And I'm going to use this to fill in my brows. If you guys see glitter on my brows, girl, worry about yourself. Don't worry about me, okay? But we're going to fill these brows in. And somehow or another, my brows always come out like super thick. But, I mean, I guess I just got a thick brow. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, y'all know my kid's birthday party was last week. And I did vlog why isn't the video up. Y'all know it's the same story over and over again. I don't know. Like, I really need to get back into my YouTube bag because I feel like my revenue this month has really dropped because I have not been uploading the way that I should. But that's a topic for another day. So their party was last week, and the party was actually really fun. They had a ball. I actually had an anxiety attack because it was just so overwhelming for me. Y'all know I have anxiety, and I just having to interact with a lot of people like that. Like, if I can, okay, so it's weird. So I can go out places if I don't have to interact with people. Like, if I'm able to just kind of get into a corner and be on my phone, I'm fine with that. But like, if I have to host something, oh girl, that's a whole different vibe. First, NARS concealer. If y'all ain't got this, y'all better go and get this, okay? This right here is in the shade Cafe. I actually have maybe like two more. I think I have Walnut and Circle d'Orge. It's like a pot concealer, I guess. But I absolutely love these concealers, okay? So if y'all looking for NARS products and you need something to add to your bag, this is the first stop, okay? You definitely need to get you some of those concealers. I prefer the pot concealers because I feel like you get more. It probably is not true, but in my mind, it helps me feel better, okay? So I use this just to clean up under my brows a little bit right here. So back to the party, y'all. So the turnout was pretty good, but there was just like, it was just a lot going on, right? And then of course, it was just, oh my God, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just a lot going on. That's like the best way to put it. It was a lot, and then having to interact with the parents and the children. I will say that our party host, oh my gosh, she took off so much of the burden. She cut the cake, she handed out the pizza, and she handed out ice cream sandwiches and drinks and everything like that. So I tipped her really well because I was like, girl, if I had to do that as well, I probably would have had an anxiety attack here. But thank God I was able to hold it until I got home. Here we go again with the NARS product because y'all know I love me some NARS. So I'm going to go over the top. I'm going to use the shade, I think this is Nambia. I'm going to use this over the top just to kind of clean up the top of my brow, but I like to use like a darker shade because I don't want a hot brow, which means that it's like super highlighted at the top as well as the bottom. It just, to me, I don't like that. So I go over the top with this just to clean it up because I like my brows to be like super carved out, but again, that's just a personal preference. It does not have to be yours. Alright, so now that you have your brows cleaned up, we also gonna add that Cafe as our base as well. Juvias has a base that you guys could go and use as well. I I use what I got, okay? And this is what I got. So this is what we're going to use, okay? So I use that as my base, and then we blend that out. Then we start doing our color. Okay, so I am going to do green. I know it's like a faux pas. You're not supposed to do the same color that you're wearing. I don't know. At least that's what America's Next Top Model taught me. But then again, they had a whole bunch of issues, so we're not really going to listen to them, okay? So we're just going to do green because I got on green, and we're going to roll with it. Plus, I haven't done color in a while, so here we go. This right here is the Juvias Place palette. When I was doing my eyeshadows and stuff, I absolutely loved Juvias, okay? Because Juvias is super pigmented. If you are a beginner and you're trying to get into makeup, you don't really know which colors that are going to pop on your skin, especially if you're brown, then definitely go for Juvias Place because Juvias, super pigmented, doesn't take a lot, and it's going to get you right every single time. So I am going to use, I think I'm going to use this green right here, and then maybe like that whole little row. If y'all can see that. I don't know if it's got a glare. Okay, but this whole little row right here, I'm going to try to use that, okay? And we're going to start with some browns. I always love starting with browns before I go in with color. I think it's kind of like a transition color, and to me it just helps everything kind of just flow. Alright, so the browns that I have been using lately are from Patrick Starr's collection. I normally go in with this brown as well as that one, but I'm just going to use this one today because I just need something light just to start me off. And from my experience on my face, I found that patting makeup instead of like rubbing it has, like, it really helps with the pigmentation or whatever. So just pat it. As you guys can see, I'm just patting that in to wherever I want to go, and again, it just kind of helps with pigments, okay? But anyway, back to this birthday party. So just interacting with people. The kids weren't bad. I actually had one kid. I was like, oh my goodness, I want my son to continue to hang out with him because him and his dad just seems to be like really good people. So I'm here for it. But I had one lady ask me, well, she didn't really ask me. She just told me she was going to go run some errands while he was at the birthday party. And I was like, girl, we at a skating rink. Like, if you decide to do that, just know I am not responsible for your child. And I had witnesses around just so they could vouch. I am not responsible for your child. If something happens to him or he gets hurt, baby, I got two of my own. I think it's so weird. And I don't know. Like, a teenager going to a party and you dropping them off, I could see that. I could understand that. But for you to be dropping off a child, I personally would not drop off my kids with nobody, especially nobody that I don't know. Like, now, if we have been doing birthday parties for years and I kind of knew you, then of course I'll be like, yeah, you know, drop your kid off. If they're cool with it, I'm fine with it. But I'm not dropping my child off and leaving them unsupervised in a place that I don't know. It's just too much shit going on in the world for that. Okay, this is where I'm going to take, I think I'm going to go in with like the deeper shade, this little green right here. I'm going to take that one. And I'm going to use this inside of my crease just to kind of deepen that up a little bit right up in here. Just like that. So what wound up happening, y'all, like I told y'all at the beginning of the video, I have really bad anxiety. Like, my anxiety is so bad. So I was fine at the party, but like towards the end, because I have like a social battery, I can only be in contact with people for so long before I need to go and recharge. I need to go rest my brain and recharge, okay? I cannot just be around people just to be around people and interacting. People who are able to do that, I applaud you, because girl, it's not in me or whatever. So anyway, we have been there for like 3 hours. Our party reservation didn't even end until like 6. We got there around 2. We left at 4:35ish, okay? Because I had just had enough. I was like, girl, like, we've had enough. And I came home, and like on the car ride home, like I felt coming, like my chest getting tight, but I was like, I'm gonna hold it because I don't want to have it in front of like my kids. And like, as soon as we hit the door, shout out to my ex, you know, like, he really gets on my nerves, but he's really there when it matters, okay? So he was there, and he kind of confronted me, and all of a sudden, like, girl, I just broke down. Like, I'm crying, I'm boo-hooing, I'm breathing heavy, I can't. He's like, it's okay, just breathe. And I'm like, girl, it was a lot. It was a lot on me. So next year, I'm probably gonna have one of my friends to do it, because me interacting with parents, and it was just too much. It was too much for the kid, okay? This kind of like feeds into like what I be seeing in the comments, where y'all be like, oh my goodness, you should be bigger. then what you are. You should be having more views and more followers. Let me tell y'all something. I am very comfortable in like this little space that we're in, where it's just our little community. I'm good with that, okay? I don't have any problems with that because I have anxiety really bad. So I can only imagine me getting to a space of like some of these really big YouTubers, and not saying that it's required, but you know, having to go out and do like a meet and greet or something. Girl, I would pass the fuck out. Like I can't handle stuff like that. So that's why I'll be like, I'm good with being like right here in this little bubble. I know y'all be like, you should be bigger, and I appreciate y'all. But seriously, Ari's good right here in this little bubble, okay? Alright, so now we're gonna go in with just like a smidget of black, whatever black you got, girl. Whatever black you have, again, the key to getting any color to like really pop is going to be just patting that, right? And so I'm actually patting this right off into my crease to just kind of make it a little bit darker. For me, I prefer a dark edge. You do not have to. If that's not your thing, girl, that's not your thing. And we're not here to force it to be your thing, you know? So you just do whatever you're comfortable with. But I pack it on into there. And you can build this up. So like, if you pack it in there and it's not enough, feel free to go dip back into the color and then go back. But it's just super simple. And I'm not a big fan of putting like a lot of concealer down on my lids. I don't know. I just feel like it's just a waste of product. Personal opinion. Don't gotta be yours. But I just feel like it's a waste of product. Alright, I'm going to take some of the Venom in that Juvias Place palette. It's like the green that's in there. Looks like that. And I'm just going to use my finger. Like whenever I don't feel like doing a cut crease and I don't feel like using a brow, like my finger is the way to go. Okay. And I just simply do the same thing. I pat it into place where I want it to be and blend it, you know. And this is coming out very blue, but it looks green. I promise you these colors look green. Don't they look green? I'm about to show y'all. This is the color I just went into it. Like, ain't that green? I don't know if y'all can see it, but ain't that green? I could have sworn that, child, whatever. Dating is still non-existent. I don't know. I just haven't really had the time. I think interacting with some of the men that I've interacted with lately, it's just a huge turnoff. Like immediately the men are asking for photos. Like, sir, we are on, what's that site? Hinge. Hinge. Is it called Hinge? I think it's called Hinge. But literally on Hinge you have to upload like 6 photos, right? So that's more than enough for you to tell if I'm a catfish or not. Like, why are we exchanging photos? I just find that to be very weird. And the moment they ask me for a photo, I instantly get turned off because it's like, we're in an age of social media. Like, again, on Hinge you have to upload 6 photos. So I just, something about exchanging photos back and forth is just, it triggers me. It's irritating. I don't like it. Alright, I'm gonna add just like a little bit of my Car Beauty glitter, this little shade over here in the corner, just because I want this to just kind of pop, just like a little bit, not too much. That's it, just like a little dab. Alright, I'm taking some more NARS primer. If y'all ain't got the primer, you should definitely do the primer. Primer is phenomenal. I love NARS as a whole. Like, I really do hope that they don't have no scandals coming out no time soon because I absolutely love their products, okay? But another thing is back to the men who want to exchange photos. I find it weird because I'm like, who sits around and takes photos all day? Like, although I do this, I really don't take personal photos of myself. Like, I do photos for this, like YouTube or whatever, but for me to just sit around and take photos, and then I find it weird for a man to do that. Like, I don't know, it just comes off very, very conceited in my opinion. I don't know, I just find it weird. Just like the TikTokers that be on TikTok recording those thirst trap videos, something about that just don't sit well with me. Like, men, why are you setting up a ring light? I can't do it. I can't. Alright, so for me personally, it really just depends on the time of year. In the summer, I use the shade Nambia. In the winter, I use the soft matte, and this is in the shade New Caledonia. I use the soft matte because it really is good for oily skin. If you have oily skin, girl, this is going to be the one, because I can literally get away with using soft matte pretty much like all day. Pretty much all day and don't have no problem. So definitely get soft matte if you have oily skin. The light reflecting makeup is amazing as well. But if oily skin, I'm probably going to go back and get this shade, the Nambia, in the soft matte for my summer shade. yeah, we're gonna work it out. Then, like, also another reason why I can't really date again, because I feel like it's just so unfair. Like, me and my ex, this man has been putting in the work, okay? He's really been putting in the work to try to make things work lately, and I'm here for that. I'm okay with that, but at the same time, I'm like, it's a part of you that just kind of wants to see what's on the other side. But then I also don't want to be one of those girls who go out here and you look for what's on the other side, and then boom, you stuck with a bum because you done left, you know, the good guy behind. And he has his quirks. I'm not gonna lie and say he has his quirks. There was a reason that I started to want to date anyway. Um, but like when I tell y'all, he has really been trying to put this job on the back burner. Yesterday, he took me and the kids out. We went to an arcade thing, and he literally had minimal interruptions from his job, which is like really abnormal because him and his job, like, you know how they say like people be married to their job? Like, no, literally he's married to his job. I feel like my ex just kind of sits around, like, he really don't even be tripping. Like, we talk about me dating and everything, he really don't get off into it, and I feel like it's because he know it ain't shit out here. So he be like, girl, I'm not concerned, you'll be back. You know, you'll be back. But then another part of me is like, girl, don't be stupid. You know, don't be one of those girls, because you know, guys, I know guys who really, you know, put in the effort to be there once they feel like you're leaving, but then once you come back, it just, girl, it was just all an act, and I don't want to be one of those stupid people either. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with two different concealers. I'm going to use the Cafe as well as the Walnut. Both of these are from NARS, absolute favorite products ever in the entire history of the world. I'm not being sponsored by this. NARS, if you see this and you want to sponsor your girl, send me all the shit, okay? Because I will definitely rock it, okay? Because I absolutely love NARS. Like, girl, I spend all my money on NARS. NARS is one of those companies, this is Cafe first, that I really don't mind going in and spending my cash on, because she's worth it. Like, when I rock my NARS, I get so many compliments out in public. Like yesterday, I got so many compliments. I wore a full face of NARS yesterday as well. But I got so many compliments, like, oh, I love your makeup. I'd be like, thank you, girl, thank you. You know what NARS is? NARS is like what MAC was when they first came out. You know how like everybody wanted to do MAC, you had to have the MAC lip, what was it, the Ruby Rose? I never got into the Ruby Rose or Ruby Kiss, whatever it was. I never really got into that because I didn't like red lipstick. But no, Ruby Woo. Ruby Woo. I think it was Ruby Woo. It was one of those, but I never got into that because I didn't really like red lips. But I did have like the purple lips. When purple lips was a thing, I used to do all of that shit. I used to do purple, which is crazy because I won't even put any type of color on my lips now. But back then, girl, back then, yes. But anyway, back to what I was saying. NARS is what MAC was to us back in the day, okay? Okay, so I'm going to blend this out. Y'all, back to the birthday party, because I just have a question. My kids received so much birthday money. It was to the point I had to tell people no, right? And people was looking at me crazy like, it's their birthday, they should get money. I did not know that was a thing. I thought you just bought kids like stuff and their parents was to give them money. Like, I give my kids money, but like the people who come to the party, I felt like they were just supposed to give gifts. I didn't realize they were giving money, and it wasn't like no chump change. People was giving like $50. I'm like, these are 10-year-olds. Like, I thought you just give $1 for every year they've been alive. Like, is that not a thing anymore? And I had to like tell them because I feel like my kids are already entitled as it is, right? And yeah, a good 90% of that is totally my fault, but that's not the point. The point is, I really want my kids to understand, for me specifically, like not for everybody, but for me in my situation, like we do not have family, right? So what I don't want you to do is associate birthdays with money. I need you to really be thankful for people just coming and blessing you with their presence, because again, we don't have family, right? So even if somebody is not able to get you anything for your birthday, I need you to really be thankful for their time. Like, the way that I have to raise my kids is a lot different than everybody else, because again, we don't have family, it's just us. So us being appreciative of people just wanting to give their time is more than enough for us. I need to get a more comfortable chair because this is outrageous. I'm going to be using the NARS, and this one is in the shade Walnut. I use this one just right here in this little area right there, just to kind of brighten up my under eye a little bit. But yeah, I really try to make my kids understand that, number one, like, you really, again, you don't put a lot of emphasis on money or values on money when it pertains to your birthday, because number one, not all your friends are always going to have it, right? And you got to be thankful for that, because it ain't a lot of people that could spend time with you, right? And that's what I was trying to tell the parents. The parents are like, well, what if they ask about their birthday money? They're going to be like, oh, nobody got me any birthday money. That right there is the entitlement that I am not trying to have with my children. They just need to be thankful that people really rearrange their schedules to come out there and support you and just, make sure that you enjoyed your day. To me, that's enough, and that's the values that I really want to instill in my children. Nobody's really thinking about money. If you get money, that's a bonus, but you really need to be thankful for people. Alright, to set this, I normally go in with something bright, but I've been doing it differently lately, and I've been here for it. So this is a little bit of Beauty Bakerie. It's in the shade Almond. I'm tapping off the excess because it's a lot. So I'm just going to apply this under my eyes. I like to just set them. I like to set them first because your girl got bags, and it be creasing. So I like to just, as soon as I get done applying the concealer, I like to just go in and just set under my eyes. Again, my kids racked up so much damn birthday money. I was like, girl. And then still have the nerve to not want to spend none of it. Want to make me spend mine. It's like, you just got all this damn birthday money, and you don't want to spend none of yours? I'm saving up. My son loved to use that line. I'm saving up for VR goggles. And it's like, I'm saving up for, I don't know, to provide for you. And I can't save my money for having to do for you. Kids are selfish. I wish I could be selfish again. I mean, I'm not really upset with it, but it be bothering me. Like, stop being so selfish. I can't be selfish. So why do you get to be selfish? Literally, we were in the dollar store, y'all. We were in the freaking dollar store. My son sees this little $1.25 ball that he wanted. $1.25. My son has over like maybe $200. He's over $200 right now. $1.25. He's like, oh mom, I really want this or whatever. And I'm like, you have money. You want that? Go ahead and buy it. He's like, you know what? I don't need it that bad. What? Are you kidding me? You have more money than me right now. Okay, and you don't want to buy it? Alright, so then I'm going to go back in with my Patrick Star using those first two shades to contour my face. We're just going to contour all up in here. Y'all, I did find out that both of my kids are dating. My son said he has a girlfriend. I had to whisper because he told me not to tell nobody else. I don't tell nobody else. Okay, I'm just going to tell y'all. But he has a girlfriend, and I think she's a tomboy. She didn't come to his birthday party, but from what my daughter said, she's a tomboy. But said that I was like, how do you guys know that you're together? Like, how do you guys know? And he was like, well, I mean, she came up to me and was like, I like you. And I was like, I like you too. So obviously we're boyfriend and girlfriend. And I was like, okay, so what does boyfriend girlfriend do? Because, like, before I get upset, because I feel like they brought me this information and they were so open and honest about it. I don't want to be one of those parents that gets upset, because I feel like if you get upset about the little shit, they're not really going to talk to you about the big shit, right? So I didn't get upset, but I was just like, okay, let me just, try to do a little digging here to understand what it is that you guys do as boyfriend and girlfriend. So he's like, I don't know, we just said we like each other and that's the end. I'm okay with that. I am totally fine with that, as long as it doesn't escalate, okay? A part of me is kind of like, I want to go up to the school, or kind of want to talk to your mom, because it's like, do you know your daughter is out here, like, thrusting herself at men? Like, my son was over here minding his business, and here comes your daughter. Like, really? But then I'm like, you know what? Let it go. So then he told me about my daughter, but I was like, I wanted to hear it from her, so I asked her. And she's like, he's not my boyfriend, but I think he's cute, And I'm like, okay, did you tell him that? Because I want to know. I want to know if I raised a young lady to be going out here telling her business as well, Like, I want to know. So she was like, no, because I'm not that type of girl. I don't go out here and just be telling boys I like them. I like it. I'm here for it, okay? That's what I'm talking about. We don't go tell the boys that we like them. The boys come to us. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we can keep that mentality, I'm good with it. My ex was like, this doesn't bother you, you know? Like it's not bothering you that they have boyfriends and girlfriends. And I'm like, no, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I had a boyfriend and we were kissing. You know? We were kissing. So if all they're doing is just saying that they like each other and that's what you consider a boyfriend girlfriend, hell, I'm here for it, okay? Because I was a lot worse, you know. So that really doesn't bother me, you know. The only thing that I didn't do as a kid that like so many people talk about to this day that I didn't do was play hide and go get it. My brother would not allow me to play that, so I was never able to. I think because his friends wanted me, and he was a hater. But I can never play it. So I don't know what that experience is like. But I'm like, as kids, I think we were doing way more than that. Okay, so if they just want to say that's their boyfriend, that's their girlfriend, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. That's fine by me, boo. You know, as long as it doesn't escalate, we're good to go. I also didn't want to, this is a little bit of Fenty. It's in the shade Honey that I'm going to go in with. And this is what I've been using lately to just kind of brighten up under my eye. I'm going to bake with this all the way down. But yeah, I also didn't want to put my children in a position where they felt like they couldn't come and talk to me about stuff. Because again, I mean, I've been a kid before. I think sometimes our parents forget that they were children, you know. And so that's why it's so hard for them to cope and understand that, girl, we got hormones just like you. So again, I remember how that felt, you know, and I wish I would have had somebody to talk to than my knucklehead ass friends because they asses didn't fucking know. I remember when my friend lost her virginity in high school. She came in, she was like, am I walking funny? And I was like, no. And she was like, oh, because I had got me some dick, you know. And then I remember all of us talking and her not really saying it was a good experience for her, but her just kind of saying like, oh, it was a good experience for the guy. And so we were always thinking like, well, that's what you got to do to please a man type of thing. Like we weren't really the brightest teenagers, right? So instead of my children going and getting that information from their peers, I would want them to feel comfortable. Do I really want to have the talk? No, you know, I would love for you to be a virgin for the rest of your fucking life. But I understand that that's not really going to happen. And so I have to be open with my kids. You know, again, I'd rather you get the information from me, get it correctly, than to go out here for one of your knucklehead ass friends that ain't never experienced anything and just doing what the fuck they see on TV. And it, you know, it kind of goes left. I remember having a friend whose son, he was 16, and she had found porn on his phone and condoms in her drawer. And I remember her like flipping out. And I couldn't understand it because I'm like, at 16, ma'am, it's like you kind of forgot that you were a kid too, right? At 16, you knew, or you were a little bit curious. I know I was, hell. I know I was. And so it's like, I don't understand why we feel like our kids don't have the same type of emotions that we have or be going through the same shit that we went through. It's like once you become a parent, people be forgetting, like, girl, you was once there as well, right? And my thing was, which I kept trying to explain to her and she didn't want to hear it, which who wants to hear shit about their kids? I totally understand it. But I'm like, at least he's being safe, you know what I'm saying? Because he could be out here unprotected and bringing home a kid. So, at least he's being safe about it and he's wearing condoms. I think this would be the perfect time for you to talk to him about it because obviously he's getting the information from somebody else. And you just want to make sure that the information is accurate. She didn't want to hear none of that shit. She was like, I'm just like distraught. I'm not going to talk to him about it. I'm not going to say anything. But that's like when you don't say anything and then they come home with the kid. It's like you could have prevented that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that when I found out about my children were probably 7 at the time, bro. 7 at the time, and some little boy at their school had showed them porn on the phone, and so they continued to watch it. Like, I'm not gonna say that shit didn't piss me off because I felt like they were too fucking young. You know what I'm saying? Like at that age, my kids were super fucking innocent, and because some other parent or and this is why I say like I don't know, like I'm leery about quote unquote family, right? Because he had to get that information from somewhere. And I remember being a kid and our cousin exposing my brother to, porn. I remember us being in a room, he telling me to close my eyes, but then he showed, my brother all of this porn, right? Because, I got my eyes closed, I'm peeking, and so, they had to, the little boy who showed it to my children had to be exposed from someone. And I just, you gotta watch your kids and you gotta have conversations. So he decided to, the information just didn't stop there. He decided to bring his ass to school and expose my kids to it. And that's why I said, like, you gotta be very careful, especially now when it comes to men, because that's a part of a manhood, having a woman, do something to you at a young age. And I don't know who needs to hear this or whatever, but yeah, that's a grape. Okay, that's a grape. To I don't know why that's a thing, and especially the black community, to have your virginity taken from you as a little boy by somebody that is older than you. I don't know why that sexuality aspect is pushed off onto little boys, but I feel like it's weird, and I feel like I protect the shit out of my kids because I'm like, that's not gonna happen over here. It's just not. All right, just to kind of bring like a little bit of warmth back into my skin, I'm gonna be using the Fenty powder. This is in the shade Mocha Mami, and I'm gonna just swirl it. Now, I will be very careful about this if you are brown because it is red. As you guys can see, it's very red, okay? But it does bring just some warmthness back into your skin. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up this look. We can go ahead and blend out our under eyes. I feel like it's been sitting for long enough, so we can go ahead and blend that out. Yeah, but be very careful about who y'all allow around y'all kids and what your children are being exposed to. I randomly do checks on my kids' phones, just to see what y'all watching, what y'all up to, what y'all into, and my kids, they always be like, "Mom, you're not a cool mom, like chill out." But I'm gonna be with whatever y'all with. Like, I stay current with the TikTok trends, all of that, because I'll be damned if I'm one of those parents that don't know what the hell going on, and then my kid is just missing or end up hurt because I don't know. Like, there was some shit for the longest time. I did not let them have Roblox because I knew based on TikTok that there were stories going around of children being taken off of Roblox. So I didn't let them have that for a long time. And same thing with TikTok. They just recently got a TikTok because I'm like, you got to kind of loosen up the reins a little bit. Like, you can't keep them sheltered forever, but child, as much as I can, I will. All right, I'm about to use some MAC. This is in the shade Chestnut, and I'm going to line my lips with this, and then we're going to literally be done because I got stuff I need to do today. I got places I need to be. I really just need to go grocery shopping. I have laundry that needs to get done. Child, I got a lot. All right, I think I want more of like a pinky tone, so I'm gonna use the Buxom, and this is in the shade Lingerie. I think I want more of a pinky tone, but I don't know. It's a lip gloss. Probably should have put this on top of something like a lipstick, but we're gonna see what we can make happen with this. I can't put my finger on it, but I think it might be the consistency of that I'm just not, I'm not feeling that too much. I'm gonna have to try that again. I'm gonna have to try that again because I'm not really feeling it today. All right, guys, so here we are. This is the finished look. That Buxom lip gloss, I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on that. You guys know I like to try products more than once before I actually say yes or no. I'm gonna have to get back. Today it is definitely a maybe. I didn't like that it went on pretty patchy. I'm not really sure. it wasn't shipping, so maybe I need to roll it a little bit before. I don't know. I'm making up excuses, but I will definitely try that again. Once again, this video was really focusing on NARS as my base, honey. I freaking love NARS, okay? This video is not sponsored, but NARS, if y'all want to, I'm telling y'all, y'all can send me some stuff and I got y'all, because I absolutely love NARS, okay? I feel like they get it right most of the time, especially with undertones. NARS was actually one of the first foundations that I was able to find in my shade and didn't have any problems with it, and it lasted, and I got so many compliments. I absolutely love it, and I feel like their products, they last a while. Like, I've had my products for a good probably 6-7 months now. Granted, I don't do my makeup every day anymore, but still, you don't need a lot to kind of, you know, get the look that you're wanting to go for. Absolutely amazing. I absolutely love them. I would definitely say, again, if you guys have oily skin, definitely go for the soft matte. Soft matte is definitely a lot better with oily skin. And then the light reflecting makeup, I guess, is like, kind of if you want like a dewy. I use both of them, but if I need something that is going to be matte and I'm going to have it on for a long time, then I would definitely go with the soft matte. Like I told you guys, I'm going to go back in my summer shade, which is Nambia, and I'm going to go and get the soft matte version of that. That's just how much I absolutely love it. They are a little bit pricey as far as the price point, but it's well worth it. I wouldn't lie to y'all, okay? It's so well worth it. Again, I feel like NARS is what MAC was to the girls back in the day, okay? You know how big MAC was? NARS is that girl, okay? Anyway, I gotta go, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.